Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shimmy Rosen. You are watching Kosher Vids. Today, we're doing a continuation of last video, Kiddush Levana stereotypes. And if you haven't watched that, go watch it right now.
It's the police from second grade. No way. Oh my gosh.
Gerald, slow down. You're going way too fast.
Gloria, what did I tell you?
Excuse me, the rebels do.
Handkerchief.
That's the end of my portion for this video. I'm gonna hand it over to Rabbi Akiva Balsam to wrap this up. Poof.
I know how this works. You're about to skip this part of the video. I know exactly how it works. You already did the fun part, and now's the educational part. The part that you actually go to Olam Haba for? Yeah, so you skip it. I know. But hold on one second. Before you skip, I have a question for you. Do you have any idea what you're doing when you look up at the moon and go once a month and say Kiddush Levana? Or are you just doing? Together with the rest of the billions of people on planet Earth, they have no idea why they're doing things, they're just doing. I mean, do you even know what you're doing? Are you praying at the moon, for the moon, to the moon, with the moon? What's with the moon? Why not the sun? And you are thinking of skipping the rest of this video? No, you will not skip the rest of this video. Should I tell you why? Because today we're gonna make a revolution. A revolution where people actually know what they're doing when they say Kiddush Levana. Yes, today marks the day when human beings stop acting like robots and start acting like human beings which actually know what they're doing. And the good part is it's only gonna take a few minutes and you're gonna learn a beautiful pshat what's behind Kiddush Levana.
Okay, let's go.
Before we get started with our answer, I want to debunk a major misconception. Many people think that Kiddush Levana comes from the concept of Kiddush HaChedesh. In the olden days, witnesses would come to Beis Din and tell them we saw the new moon, and Beis Din would declare it a new month. But I got news for you, Buster. Kiddush Levana has absolutely nothing to do with Kiddush HaChedesh, besides maybe for a couple hints to it, which I could tell you a different time. So why do we say Kiddush Levana? That's a good question. You're excited to hear? Let's do it. I'm about to simplify for you the entire concept of Kiddush Levana for you in such a simple, easy to digest way. You're gonna remember for the rest of your life. From now on, whenever you think of the bracha of Kiddush Levana, what I want you to think of is going to the top of the Grand Canyon, looking at the most beautiful and gorgeous creations of Hashem, losing your breath, and out of true awe and inspiration, saying the bracha of Oisa Maisa Bereshis, in recognition that Hashem creates the most beautiful and amazing creations. That's the bracha of Kiddush Levana. It's a bracha which the Chacham instituted for us to realize Hashem through his most beautiful and powerful celestial upper bodies. And if you don't know what the word celestial bodies means by now, I'll show you what it is. It's all of this crazy gorgeousnesses. Play the clip. I said play the clip.
Sorry.
See, we don't need drugs after all. You know, one of the ways that Jews realize that there's a HaKadosh Baruch Hu that created everything is through seeing the beauty and power of nature. When we look up at the sky and see the most beautiful upper bodies that are so powerful and so vast, our heart skips a beat and we realize that there's somebody above us that runs this whole thing. The bracha wasn't just instituted on the moon. The bracha was instituted on all of the upper celestial bodies, including the sun, the stars, the planets. The moon was just chosen to represent all of those upper celestial bodies. And now obviously the next question coming is why the moon? Maybe we should make a bracha upon seeing the sun. Don't he deserve some praise? The answer to this question is that the moon is the closest celestial body to planet Earth. Also, it is the most apparent of all the celestial bodies because its disappearance and reappearance, its waxing and waning, really cause us to pay attention to it. The Chacham want to institute the bracha on something that grabs our attention.
Hey there, friends. Do you have an unquenchable thirst for attention? Yeah, I do too.
Wow, aren't you happy? You just got gold. Now you know what the entire bracha of Kiddush Levana is all about. When you look up at this guy, instead of going and not knowing what you're saying, you're gonna actually have kavanah and think to yourself, oh my gosh, look how beautiful, mysterious, and amazing are those upper celestial bodies. Hashem created them all. I want to give praise and thanks to Hashem for them. That's what you're doing when you say Kiddush Levana.
Nice.
But I'm not done yet. There's a second reason why we say Kiddush Levana, and that is that the entire essence of Klal Yisrael is similar to the moon. Just as the moon fades away and looks like it's never going to come back, but at the end, it always comes back better than ever before. So too Klal Yisrael. Sometimes we fall and stumble and do averos and sin, but at the end, we always come back victorious. We do tshuva, mend our ways, figure things out, and come back better than ever before. To summarize, there are two concepts in Kiddush Levana. Number one is the appreciation for Hashem's beautiful creations, and number two is the concept of renewal and victory for Klal Yisrael. Hey, you want to see something cool? If you look in the text of the actual bracha itself, you will see these exact two concepts in the beginning and at the end of the bracha. The first half talks about the appreciation of Hashem's tremendous power that we see through all of the celestial bodies. Shechaka means all of the celestial bodies, not just the moon, which is the first aspect we talked about. And the second half of the bracha says that the same way the moon renews itself, so do we, which was the second aspect that we talked about. So that's the concept of Kiddush Levana, appreciation and renewal. Now it's time for us to go through the 9 quick fun facts on Kiddush Levana. Hold on tight, because we is gonna be moving super fast today. Zippity zapping, zipping fast.
Kiddush Levana is said 3 days after the new moon appears. Sephardim and most Hasidim hold it 7 days after the new moon appears. The latest one can say it is halfway through the month, or 14 days and 3/4 to be precise.
Cool.
Past that though, you missed out. But you could still say the bracha without Hashem's name until the night of the 16th. Past that, you gotta get your act together.
The best time to take Kiddush Levana is on a Motzei Shabbos with a minyan. However, if not possible, don't worry, you can still be Yotzei on a weekday without a minyan. One should refrain from saying Kiddush Levana on a Shabbos or Yom Tov. However, if that's the last time to say it, it's okay, although you should only say the bracha and nothing else.
The halacha is that one is not supposed to stare at the moon, actually. This is because in the olden days, the moon used to be a form of worship, and the Chacham were scared that if you stare at the moon, you might come to go full out.
What's full out?
This is full out.
Is that watch for Kiddush Levana?
Yeah, I always like to wear something special for Kiddush Levana. It's a big mitzvah.
Is that yoga mat for Kiddush Levana?
Oh, the moon is looking quite beautiful tonight, is it not? Randy Dandy.
Wow, he's going all out.
Some say that this halacha that you're not supposed to stare at the moon applies to Kiddush Levana also. And therefore, one should only glance at the moon quickly, then face away from the moon and read the rest of the bracha from a siddur. However, others say that no, since you're doing a mitzvah, there's no fear that you may come to worship the moon, and therefore you're allowed to look at the moon throughout the entire duration of the bracha. This is the same reason why you'll see some people facing towards the moon and some people facing towards the east. The people that are facing east hold that you're not supposed to face towards the moon because that would look like you're worshiping it. The people that face towards the moon hold that there's no problem because you're doing a mitzvah.
I'm doing a mitzvah.
We have some, and we have some, as long as everyone gets along.
One must be careful that the moon is not covered with clouds, as you must be able to see and benefit from its radiance. If there are wispy thin clouds covering the moon, it's technically okay, as long as you can clearly see the form of the moon and see its radiance.
The Gemara in Sanhedrin says that one who says Kiddush Levana is comparable to greeting the face of the Shekhinah of Hashem himself. Rabbeinu Yonah has a beautiful pshat in this, and he says that the main part of Kiddush Levana is, as we said before, to recognize that it is Hashem who creates the entire universe. It is this added awareness that makes it comparable to greeting the face of the Shekhinah.
Nice.
Since we said Kiddush Levana is similar to greeting the presence of Hashem, one is supposed to go outside to say Kiddush Levana like one who goes outside to greet the king. Therefore, Kiddush Levana is not supposed to be said indoors in a building under an overhang. You are supposed to go outside to greet the king. This excludes, of course, someone who is sick or has no other choice.
Who has no other choice?
Like, who has no other choice? Maybe like this guy?
Yo, what are you doing?
What do you want from me? I have no other choice!
Oh, okay.
Some have accustomed to dance after Kiddush Levana because the new moon is a symbol of the eventual return and the victory of the Jewish people. You will also notice that we add extra tefillos that talk about the eventual renewal and victory of the Jewish people. For example, David Melech Yisrael.
One of the reasons we say Shalom Aleichem to one another during Kiddush Levana is because way back then, when Hashem made the moon smaller than its original state and made it more dependent on the sun, the moon didn't get jealous of the sun and made peace with the sun. So too, when we say Shalom Aleichem with one another, we're wishing peace amongst us and that we should all get along together.
Last but not least, I have a question for you. Do you get overwhelmed from saying the whole Kiddush Levana? Because I know I do. Well, guess what? I have great news for you today. All you have to do is look at the moon and say the bracha. The Pesukim and Tehillim that were added into Kiddush Levana are great to say, but are not required.
Whoa! Well, there it is, the entire concept of Kiddush Levana in a nutshell. Aren't you glad that you didn't skip this part of the video? Wouldn't it be a scary thought if you did skip this part of the video? And I'm just talking to myself? Gosh.
Yo. Listen.
Yo.
Subscribe.
Oh.
You'll thank me later.